Hello and welcome to I Can't Say It Day 355. Today is December 21st. It is the first day of winter. How are you feeling about that? I'm feeling great because you know what that means? That's right. Friendly reminder, folks. It is the last day of the year with the shortest amount of time. We have the least amount of daylight today. That means come tomorrow, we're going to have a little bit more daylight. And then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. And then we're going to have hours and hours of daylight, assuming it's not raining. If it's raining, then it's cloudy and you got rain, but why not? But the point is, the days are going to start getting longer. And that is a great thing. Or so I think. Anyways, how do you like the hair? It's shorter, keeping the beard, trying to figure out how to trim it and how to keep it look good. But so far, so good. Alright. Yesterday, there was no I Can't Say It. It was a very long day. I got home and we went to sleep. So let's recap the day, shall we? Yesterday, woke up late. Not too late though. My wife and I went and did a raid, Pokemon Go raid. We came home, picked up the dogs, took the dogs to the Petco so that they could get groomed. Forgot the rabies certificate, so I had to go home and get that. Then we headed up to Palo Alto to Bell's Books because they have some nice books there. Had lunch at the Peninsula Creamery. I think that's what it's called. It's just down the street. And then we drove around Palo Alto. We were going to go to Baylands, but we were concerned that we were running out of time. So we ended up driving to a recycled bookstore because when we were at Bell's Books, I bought all the books because I found a nice collection of some books on California history. And so I got those books. And then we went to recycled bookstore and my wife found a bunch of books there. Then we headed over to Petco to pick up the dogs. There's some things that happened in there between him, but I don't remember what it was. And we picked up the dogs and we brought them home. We went to the movies and we saw Mary, Queen of Scots. I sort of fell asleep during the movie, which is kind of funny. The movie started out slow and I was a little bit tired, so both things happened. But 20 minutes from the end of the film, some guy who was sitting next to my wife, he gets up and he goes, to the bathroom, and he's kind of old, and so he's doing the slow walk, which is fine. You do what you got to do when you got to do it. And then he comes back, and then all of a sudden, there's this big smell of poop. And it was like, whoa, where did that smell come from? Because we didn't smell it at all during the first, 2/3 of the film. And so we figured that it's the guy next to us, that he didn't wipe or something, and then the smell would go away. But you wouldn't think that the smell would go away if it was a wiping problem. And then the smell would come back. And then it would go away. It was really quite disgusting. It's kind of sick even thinking about it now. And it turns out it's the guy that was sitting in front of us who he may have pooped his pants or had really intense farts. It could have been either. So we walked out of the theater and commented to another theater goer about the smell and what was going on. And one theater goer moved to avoid the smell of the guy sitting next to my wife, thinking it was him. Turns out it wasn't, and so she ended up sitting next to the person, or 2 seats over from the person who was, forgive the pun, causing the big stink. And he, instead of going to the restroom inside the movie theater, he walked out of the restroom and then into the Pizza My Heart and into their restroom. Presumably, we think to clean up or maybe just go to the bathroom, because if his farts were that bad, then he probably needed to go and he should have gone sooner. But my apologies, my sincere apologies. Apologies isn't the word I'm looking for. My condolences, I think, is the word I'm looking for. My condolences to the person who followed him into the bathroom, because I think he had something going on. I couldn't tell how old he was. Walking with a cane, and I only saw him from afar. And he did seem to have a nasty cough, so I think he was, say, 50, 60 years old. I don't know how that has any bearing on anything. But anyway, so the movie was over, and we're walking to our car, and we get in, and we start looking for Pokemon. And 2 times during the next hour or so while we're looking for Pokemon, the smell of skunk, either expelling its stink or getting run over by a car and causing the expel of the stink, came up. And it was like, wow, we just cannot avoid the smells this evening. It was funny. We got the man who was farting, and then we got a couple of skunks. Then we got home around 11 or so, hit the hay, and what's today? Anyway, and now we're still tired because it was a long day. Today was a short day at work because it was the last day before shutdown, and our company shut down. Not the government shutdown that's going to start pretty darn soon. No, that's I did have to do one quick thing at work today because we had an employee who was filing his I-140 form for green card, and they really needed the paperwork for him so that they could file the 140 ahead of the government shutdown. So that was actually a good thing that we could get that done today. All right, so the next week and a couple of days are shutdown time. So, and it's the year's coming to an end. I Can't Say It is finishing up its first year. We've had somewhere around 300 to 320 episodes. Hopefully you enjoyed them all. I'm going to spend some time watching some of them, I think, just to get a kick out of watching them. Come Monday, you know it's weigh day. We'll see where we are with the scale. It was up a little today or yesterday, so that's all right. Anyway, I'm going to wish you all a pleasant evening. It's time to hit the hay, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.